Hello and welcome back to the Prosperity by Design podcast. My name's Fallon. It's like Jimmy Fallon, but it's my first name. All right, so today I want to talk about this question that a lot of people still ask, and the answer to this question is what I'm going to be going over in this podcast. So the question that a lot of people still ask is, how much is too much content to give away for free? And I was told by a coach when I first started, or actually my coach's coach, when I first started, that you can't give too much away for free. And I think that confuses a lot of people because it's not really a good answer. If you think about it, there's really no details. There's really no specifics. Yeah, you can give away everything for free. It's never enough it's not like there's not enough that you can give away for free. And that's true in a sense. So that's why I want to go over that in today's podcast, because I feel like there's a really big misconception, and it's not like it's really talked about. So I want to go over this question because there have been a lot of people who I am involved with in circles who are still asking this question. And I also want to go over this because I've had conversations about this very answer for probably close to 2+ months now. So it is really in a matter of a sense, and that's what we're going to go over in today's podcast. And so I'm going to set the scene a little bit. A lot of the time when you're scrolling on TikTok, or when you slide through a carousel, I keep thinking of swipe and slide. That's slip, and it's not. That's not it. When you swipe or when you slide through a carousel on Instagram, it'll say, add value to your audience. And value is so very subjective. It really comes down to the person who's consuming the content, because value can be taken in multiple different ways. So it's really important for you to, before you post, before you create content, to think of your intention behind your post. Because if you're posting just to post, it's never going to work, number one. And number two, if you're posting and you are coming from this place of oh, well, this is valuable. Is it really, what way is it valuable for someone who's coming across your content? Okay. That's a part of what I want for you to consider. In what way is this valuable for someone who's consuming my content? And there are people who see value in different ways. Like I was just saying, it's subjective. Some people find posts that are, funny, or the memes, they're really valuable to them because it entertains them and it brightens their day. Or maybe for some people, they enjoy getting a tip or, some more education on what exactly to do, a little bit more analytical in a sense. Some people enjoy inspirational content so that they can see themselves doing whatever it is that's in the picture, the video, whatever. So one thing that I want for you to consider is, what way is it valuable? Is it educational, inspirational, or is it entertaining? And you absolutely do not need to stay in any of those three particular areas. You can also consider, is this addressing someone's belief system? Is it going to change the way that they think about something? Is this going to create a, movement, in somebody, or some kind of energetic shift within them? There are multiple different ways for you to, consider this, but at the end of the day, a lot of the time I see coaches define value as educational content. And educational content has its place in the world. and it serves its purpose. But there's a difference about being in the classroom and being in conversation. And that's the golden nugget of this episode. I mean, there are probably going to be more, but that is probably the biggest one, because when you're in the classroom, like, let's just think of college, for example. When you're going to college, you are paying tuition to go to college. I just told you, you are paying tuition to go to college. If you are a coach, you are going to set up your business programs or your coaching programs or your courses, whatever, in such a way that people are paying for the classroom. Pay for the classroom, okay? I'm not saying that you gatekeep the educational information. That's not what I'm saying, because you are going to need to do some education type posts in your content. But what I am saying is that if you have a topic that you can take deeper, then you take it deeper in the classroom. Now, there's also conversations, and this is literally what I've been talking about for probably the better part of 3 months now, where when you're having conversations with people and you're talking about a particular topic, like the question that I am literally covering right now, how much is too much to give away for free? When you're covering that in conversation, that's something that you also want to make content about. Like, you want to have a lot of conversational type pieces, because if you can talk about it in a conversation, then odds are it is something that a lot of people collectively are talking about, and you are going to want to cover in your content. So all in all, creating from conversations is going to be your sweet spot. I mean, if you take a step back for a second and just imagine this with me. If you're creating from the conversations that you're having, then what you're doing is you're sharing insights of what people are actually talking about, what people are thinking, and obviously other people are going to relate, or they're going to believe the same things, and you'll be able to have a piece of content that people are more than likely going to save or share, because that, idea and conversation might not have come up in a specific way between somebody else's conversation, right? So I encourage you to think of the modality of which you are pulling your content ideas from. So classroom versus conversation is I can't get enough of it. I'm sure I'll make a post about it one day. Hell, maybe it'll be a podcast clip from this very podcast, and it'll be me saying classroom versus conversation. But that is super important, because people talk all the time in conversation, and clearly we wouldn't be having conversations, we wouldn't be communicating to one another if these conversations weren't important and didn't have depth to them. So, something to consider on your journey. One last thing that I want to point out is the importance of relatable content, because I have been posting for, the better part of, I started in 2019 pretty much. So 19 to 23 is 4 years. By the end of this year, it'll be 5. I've been posting for pretty much 5 years. I'm not saying that I have the most content out there, because I think that there are obviously people who have been doing this longer and probably better than I have. However, what I am going to say is that just from my own practice in this realm, the educational content will not get you where you are looking to go. And when you create something relatable, or you create something polarizing, you talk about a belief and you flip it on its head, people are going to talk about it. People are going to share it with other people. People are going to be like, how did you know what I was thinking? Or, why do you see it this way? Or, can you tell me more about this? Showing up as that thought leader is so incredibly important, because as a thought leader, you are the leader. You are sharing your thoughts as a leader. And that's what we want, because if you are influential, that's great. If you are a influencer and you can't make any sales, that's not great. Like, because you're not sharing your thoughts. All you're doing is you're sharing, oh, this is so nice, this is luxury, this is great, blah, blah, blah. Like, when you share your thoughts, you have something more conversational and controversial to talk about and to bring to people and the conversations that they are having. So, again, becoming, like, just, I can't, like, stress this enough. Becoming, like, actually being the thought leader. Like, any thought that you have, sharing it and putting it on your socials, putting it on your podcast, putting it on your TikTok, putting it on your YouTube, wherever it is that you've decided that you're going to be posting, that's where you put it. You put it there. Your thought. You have a thought, you're capable of thinking, put it there. Okay? Okay. Glad we're on the same page. All right, so that's going to wrap today's episode. I am really excited because I've been having lots of conversations about money, and the next episode is likely going to be a conversation around money. In addition to that, if you have not yet left a review, it's always appreciated. And the first 50 people who leave reviews on the podcast and screenshot them and tag me in your Instagram story that you posted to, you are going to be getting a goodie box in the mail. It is super awesome. We're going to have a notebook. We're going to have some really cute confetti. We're going to get some other, like candles and really cute little pens and everything. And I'm considering putting a planner in there. I haven't really made up my mind on it. Like a cute little one, though. Not like a pocket one. Not like a big one. Like a pocket one. So, again, the reviews are always appreciated. They do help the podcast get ranked in terms of the recommendation system on other platforms like Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And I cannot thank you enough for whatever review you do leave. It is greatly appreciated. And the last thing that I want to leave you with is the Seasons of Business membership. We do cover content for a whole 4 weeks within the Seasons of Business membership. The Seasons of Business is my dream program. I've only been dreaming about it for 2 whole friggin' years. And I had an insight today that I will be sharing with my Seasons of Business members. Probably first. That's probably going to be the first topic that we cover in the membership once it's started, because right now we're just in launch mode. Or we're technically in pre-launch mode, but once launch is official and I say the cart's open, then once everybody purchases, then I think that what I'm going to do is for the first month of the membership, which is going to be September of 2023, I'm going to be covering this topic first. And it has everything to do with the money that you bring in to your business. So I'm really excited about the Seasons of Business membership. Obviously, I just told you that we cover content for a whole full 4 weeks. And I'm also considering covering the money topic first because it's really freaking juicy. Like I said, we are just in pre-launch right now. This is the talkings of it, but I've been really excited about it because this is the program that has all of the foundations that I have just fallen on my face for the last, technically for the first 3 years. And then the 1 year that I had a whole lot of success, I'm sharing all of those insights. But then I'm also sharing the insights from a whole nother year that I had in business that didn't go the way that I planned because of a falling out. But it also taught me something really important about business. And so it's including all of these seasons that everybody keeps talking about when they reference, oh, I'm in a season of this in my business, or I'm in a season of inner work, or I'm in a season of sales, or whatever, because nobody really talks about what it takes or what it requires in that season. And so I want to break it down for you so that you understand, so that you don't have to get sideswiped and you don't have to have I didn't expect this, that kind of feeling come up when it comes to the ins and outs of your online business. So I'm really excited about it. Like I said, we are going to be starting the first month of the membership come September 2021. We're in pre-launch mode right now, which is why I'm talking about it all the time. And open cart is going to be likely sometime in mid-August to the beginning of September. And I'm so freaking excited about it. I can't stop talking about it. I can't stop amping it up in my head. I just can't wait for the first month to just like dive in and get going. So that is going to be coming up soon. I'm going to put the link down in the show notes. I'll probably put a bunch of links down in the show notes. I will also put my 400 content ideas link down in the show notes for you as well, if you would like to access those. And until next time, thanks for tuning in. Bye.